wanted to do a quick story time about my daughter. So my daughter turned 7 years old yesterday, and I said, you know what, I should do a story time about when I had her. So we're not wearing any makeup today. Today we leave, and I have a lot of stuff going on here, but it's okay. So anyways, she was born December 15, 2011, so she's 7 yesterday. She was 7 yesterday, turned 7 yesterday. So my pregnancy was very crazy. It was very, at the beginning of my pregnancy, I had to be on bed rest because I was at risk of losing her. So I was at bed rest for about 3 months, and then obviously when I found out it was a girl, I was like, oh my god. I was actually expecting to have a boy, but that's just because I wanted a boy. But obviously when I found out it was a girl, I was like, oh my gosh, that's even better. I was just so happy. And I do have mascara which is hurting my eye. But anyways, so moving forward to the date of the hospital. My due date was December 17, I believe. And then December 14, I was having like some minor, really tiny contractions, right? Taking a shower. Anyways, so December 14, I really need to work out. Damn. That's why I made this YouTube, so I could be accounted for my working out, and it's not working. But anyways, December 14, I was having some minor contractions, so I decided to do exercises. You know, you do those exercises with the ball, and then to speed up the process of your opening up. So then I was like, that's not gonna work. But I was on the corner of the bed, and I was bouncing, like, you know, just bouncing on the bed. And then I was like, whatever, it's not gonna work. So, but I was doing it for about a good time. I don't remember how long, but it was a good time, a lengthy time. So then in the morning, I woke up at about 8 or something, and I used the restroom. So I was bleeding, and then I was like, oh my gosh, why am I bleeding? Did I do this to myself? What the heck's going on? So then after that, contractions, painful. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I started counting them. They have to be within 5 minutes apart or so. So then I was like, oh my gosh. So I called my sister, and my sister came to pick me up and went to the doctor. To the hospital. Went to the hospital where I was registered at. And it was about 8 something. So they booked me in at 8 something, almost 9. And I was there the whole time, because I was already in there. I had a room. The room was really nice. I really liked the hospital. It was really nice and everything. So speeding forward, everybody was calling me and texting me and stuff like that. And then I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna have her already. And then my family went. So who was there with me was my best friend, Stephanie, and it was my sister, my older sister, and who else popped in? I don't think my mom went. And then I think my sister went for a little bit too. So we were just there, and we were not just there. My mom didn't want to be there with me because she was traumatized from my sister's experience, and she was in my sister's C-section birth and everything. So she was like, no, I'm not going to be there for you. I apologize. So I was like, okay, you know, it's cool. So my older sister was there, and my best friend. So my best friend was there for quite some time, but my sister was the one that was there for me the whole time. And I was the worst pregnant lady ever in the world. Until this date, my sister cannot forget that day. And especially because I was in a very bad mood, obviously, because I could not stand pain. And I was with my contractions. I look a mess, girl. With my contractions, they were so bad. If you had a kid, you know how bad they are. That I was like holding on to the rails, and then I was like, I was just like trying to hit everything, and then I was hitting the wall behind me, and I was screaming and I was cussing, and then I was like, I wanted to get up, but I couldn't get up, and then I was cold, and I was just in a very bad mood. So then after that, they kept checking my daughter and myself. So my water wasn't popping, but my contractions were getting more painful, you know, the line, así que va, así para arriba, no sé cuánto tiene que ir, pero así. So entonces, no estaba abriendo. I wasn't opening at all. Y luego, because I wasn't opening, they were like, okay, let's pop her water. They popped the water, and then the nurse left. So when she came back to check me again, I wasn't opening at all. I think I just opened up to 5.
Hi guys.
So.
Hello. What's in the gate?
Okay.
So bye.
So I wasn't opening, so they weren't really telling me that. They were just like, let's just check her, and then if she doesn't, then later on tell her. So they eventually told me that I wasn't opening anymore. My contractions were getting very high, and that once she popped my water, I had an infection in the water. So they told me that, and I was like, what the heck? Dije, la chingada. So the doctor came in, was checking the stuff or whatever, and they were like, we're just going to monitor you very closely, blah, blah, blah. So then they put the epidural, because I couldn't stand the pain anymore, obviously. So lo que hicieron, me pusieron la raquia. Se sintió literally like a, I had like a metal taste in my mouth, and I felt it to my brain. It was scary. I hate needles, but whatever. And so then after that, after they did the epidural, something worse happened. I'm laying there, drugged up. I couldn't feel nothing from here down. I was numb as pa la madre, toda numb. Entonces, because I was numb, I was just very like, ooh, you know. And I told my sister that I was cold. So she put a blanket on, and I said, I'm freezing. Like, I'm freezing. So she said que my mouth was literally like this. That of how freezing I was. Y lo dijo, se me hace que eso no es normal, porque estaba toda como pale, estaba como knocked out, pero bien como fría, like I was freezing, and it was warm in there. So then llega la enfermera y me quita todas las pinches cobijas. She's like, you need to take off all those blankets because you are running a fever. So I'm like, great. Tengo pinche epidural. I'm having a fever because that was the side effect, or that's the side effect that I got, que estaba malo porque I got the epidural. Y no estaba abriendo, mi agua estaba infected, and this is the worst part. My daughter's heartbeat was dropping. So they were like, what the hell is going on? So I'm over there like this, you know, toda con frío y todo eso, but they were like, you know what, the doctor came in. So what the funny thing is that at the beginning of my pregnancy, I was with the doctor, he was amazing, pero tuve que cambiar de ese doctor a otro doctor bien chunti, lo tuve que cambiar. Entonces I didn't like this recent well, I did, pero the first doctor was my favorite. So then lo que pasó es que el doctor ese, the first one, estaba trabajando at that time in ese hospital. So cuando entró dijo, hey, I know you, how are you, blah, blah, and all this stuff. So él ya, you know, I had already known him, so I was like, good. So cuando entró, literally dijo, okay, we have to do an emergency C-section. And then I was like, what? It's supposed to be a natural? So dijo, nope, your daughter's heartbeat is dropping, you have a fever, you're not opening up, so it has to be an emergency one. So dije, damn. So ya me trajeron los papers, the paperwork, and within 5 minutes, guys, within 5 minutes, I was already at the C-section table. Me pusieron todo así, and I went in the room. I just remember like seeing the lights, whatever, and I went in the room. Me acostaron en la mesa. They covered this thing up. I was so drugged out because of the ¿Ya te pusiste tus heels? What?
Was it me that I got a fever?
Me, because you're in my alley.
So what happened?
That's what I'm telling the story. ¿Vas a poner esta o eso? Okay.
It's because I thought it was me because I was like,
Because of her, I got a fever. Peínate, Javi. Okay, so then...
where's the brush?
Búscalo, tráele la mochila. So after that, I tell this to everyone. I was so drugged out. My sister was there with me. She's been through that, so I felt comfortable for her to be there with me in there. And I was just like, oh my God, what's going on? But, okay. So then after that, I tell this to everyone. I could still remember this and I could still see. So, arriba donde estás en la mesa tiene como una bola con... It's gray. No es espejo, pero it's like a gray. Y ya ves cuando es something gray, like you can see the reflection. So I remember that I was there and you could see the little, like, all the doctors right there and everything. But I couldn't see, obviously, my stomach. Pero lo que sí vi es que cuando me cortaron, no sé cómo me cortaron, pero se me hace que es un cuchillo con like with heat. I don't know. But I literally, you guys, they cut me and I saw smoke on top. Like, estabas en la cortina and I saw smoke. And I was like, oh my God. There it goes. They're cutting me up. So I'm like this, laying down. Y ya soy yo my baby girl. They took her to clean her and check if she was fine because the infection in the water. They wanted to make sure that everything was good because her heartbeat was dropping. So they took her first, and then probably like when they were stitching me up or what, stapling me, lo que sea, porque eran staples, they brought her to me. So cuando ya la vi and everything, and they took her again, le dije a my sister, I need to throw up. Oh no, my sister left. And then the doctor or the nurse was there, and le dije, I need to throw up. So they put the charolita next to me, and I'm like, all the throw up is coming out. After throwing up, I went out. So when I went out and I woke up, I was already in another room. And then when I looked to the right, I saw my baby girl right there. So she was already in la cunita and everything. And then I was like, oh my God, and I was crying and everything. Y luego después ya me llevaron a mi regular room. So ya que estaba en mi regular room, I just want to tell this to every woman that wants to have babies. Take care of yourself before with everything. Prenatals, food, don't eat for 2, eat for 1. A lot of veggies, work out, because I was so lazy. I'm still lazy. But I was so lazy but I was so big. I'll post a picture over here so you can see how big I was. I felt like I was gonna have twins. It was crazy. You can't see it. So
Really? Twins?
yeah, that's how big you were. And so Jade was born. She was born 2011 at 8:19 p.m. So I was there from 8 to 8. Okay, 8:19 p.m. She was 7 pounds 15 ounces with 21 inches long. She was born Jade Elizabeth Meza, and she is just a doll. And so yeah, just take care of yourself if you have babies, because let me tell you, the after C-section, not a lot, but I heard like 2 girls say like, oh, it's not that bad. It was the worst pain of my life. C-section was the worst. I cried. I couldn't even move for anything. It was the worst pain. So if I ever have another baby, which I will, I need to take care of myself to not have a C-section, because a C-section is the worst you could have. But then again, when you have a regular birth, sometimes you open up all the way to your, hoo-ha and your butt. So I don't want that either. I don't know. But anyway, so that's my story that's my story time for...
Go to this hotel.
We are not sponsored, okay? Okay. So thanks for watching. And I hope you guys enjoyed my story. So we're about to go. All right, bye.